with all the crap you've seen him do, what he's done to other people, the stuff you know he's had on his hard drive.
Crystal, I've never misgendered you. I've never misgendered you.
Why are you nice to him?
Respect goes both ways. Exactly. Okay. Rin has been respectful to Vlad, and Vlad has also been marginally respectful to Rin. But that goes by his standards of, like, if you're respectful to me, I'm respectful to you. I mean, Vlad literally messaged me as I was opening the stream to go easy on Rin because this was a trap. So respect is gay?
There's only one
Even
answer.
when I was not... I'm not gonna dodge the question, fuck.
There's only one answer from you on this that I will accept, one. And I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. Okay, hold on. I was like reading the chat and I missed something. Yeah, but there's no need to be polite, right? More just pointing out how silly his point is. Crystal, do you consider Lio to be a friend of yours? Do you consider me to be a friend of yours? I'm not trying to, like... I'm trying to prove a point here, because you're polite to both of us. I won't be offended, don't worry. I'm trying to prove a point here. Look at the pretty colors, guys. Jingle, jingle, jingle. I consider both of you work colleagues. Fair enough, but you're polite to both of us, even though we're not friends. Interesting. Interesting.
From you on this, that I will accept, one. And I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, hold on.
There's only one
Even
answer.
When I was not... I'm not gonna dodge the question, fuck.
There's only one answer from you on this that I will accept, one.
That's been this entire thing. You were only ever going to accept one thing from Rin, and that was total, complete submission. There was nothing else that you were ever going to accept from this call. So, at least thanks for being honest.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, Pizza, I couldn't, because I at least know why you are. Matter of fact, I have asked you those questions. And let's be honest, you're not Rin. You have a different set of values here. I'm talking about Rin compared to their own values.
So I thought it was your values. Let him cook. Let the Subway guy cook, guys. Oh, now we're grabbing the balls. Those sweaty, wet balls. No
matter what I answer, you'd probably not accept it because, like,
You finally figured it out, Rin. I'm proud of you.
I
told you
It's not because he's nice to me.
I told you I'd accept one specific answer. So what's your answer?
It's literally because I was trying to be professional, and at the time with the account,
you weren't professional from day one, because from day one, and this is what I said on a Kumu stream.
You haven't been professional either, Lio.
You were the one trying to give Toasty.
Hello? He died. The Walmart Wi-Fi cut out.
Because I'm going to go ahead, now that you give me your answer, I'll tell you what the answer I would have accepted would be. That because he's such a freaky weirdo, you were scared of him.
What?
I can understand that.
What?
Especially being AFAB with some of the nonsense he's...
What? What? What are we talking about? Wait.
How were you being professional? Because I'm going to go ahead, now that you give me your answer, I'll tell you what the answer I would have accepted would be. That because he's such a freaky weirdo, you were scared of him.
Is he talking about Vlad? I think he is talking about Vlad. So now he's like, I would have only accepted one thing from you. And that is, that the only reason you would ever work with somebody that had values different from yours is because you were scared of him. Clearly. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure Rin was intimidated by Vlad. Actually, you know what? They've made it a point to talk about to me in our DMs. And oh my god, Vlad's gonna have a field day with that one. Listen, Vlad is an intimidating guy. I've even told Rin, like, don't take his bullshit and just, like, be respectful with him and he'll be respectful with you. Like, it's basic common courtesy. Right? And they've had disagreements with each other. They've had their spat. But, like, what is this assertion, huh? What? You're gonna have to have some evidence to back that up, Lio.
I can understand that. especially being AFAB with some of the nonsense he spouts. I absolutely
Yeah, but anybody being scared of you is unreasonable and a lie.
can understand not wanting to be around him, being scared of him, being scared to have conflict.
Lio is self-reporting. He only thinks that people would work with people he doesn't like because people are afraid. That's Lio's mindset. Do you think he's projecting? Do you think there's a little bit of projection in there, perhaps?
Would have accepted that. Because despite what you wanted to paint me as and have actively done, I'm not the monster you think I am.
You're not doing anything to disprove that, Lio. You are clearly you're saying and doing monstrous things in this call. And then people are wrong to assume that you're a monster. But you're saying completely monstrous things that are completely out of pocket in this call. I'm not a monster, but these people are, because I say that they are.
Because you struggle
What
with
did you
this.
just say?
I'll give you an example.
I'll give you an example.
Because you struggle
Example.
with this. You genuinely struggle with owning your screw-ups properly and just admitting
Let
your
me tell
problems.
you what's wrong with
So I'm going to
you.
make this an example. The things I said to Rosa were god-awful. I was an ableist. I was a slut-shamer. I said horrendous things to them I shouldn't have said to any human being.
Things that you still try to justify.
I made comments about them removing themselves from the census. I
Mm-hmm.
made comments about their body. I made comments about all these things
Mm-hmm.
because I was being a dickhead in the moment. Because I
In
was
the
angry
moment.
about what they allowed, so I let it happen. I own that,
No, you don't.
warts and all, and I regret it, which is why I own it, which is why I eat it, which is why people can do a billion freaking videos about it, and I don't panic, I don't cut, and I don't run. I will hold myself to a higher standard, and I will have people around me who make sure I do.
What the
You
fuck
don't.
is he on about? You literally just made a video where you were trying to paint Rosa as a terrible person to excuse the fact that you said bad things to Rosa. You had also made a video to Zay saying, note it down everybody, Zay really hates it when you tell creeps and predators to remove themselves from the census. When you said it to a 13-year-old and to Rosa. How can you say you're taking accountability for it if you're still continuing to lie about it and deflect from it?
You can.
But I'll give him credit, though. So far, in this call, this is the most transparent he's been about the Rosa stuff. So far. But he's not owning up to the fact that he made threats towards Rosa and Rosa's personal life. He's not owning up to that fact. He's just owning up to some mean things that he said. But not, like, the over... Like, he'll apologize for, like, very basic summaries. But he won't go into what he said. He won't go into what he did. But we already know that.
Not do in this situation what I just did there, and I don't get why.
I took accountability for my actions. Why can't you?
Are you scared?
Because clearly the things that I did and the things that you did are on a similar level.
That if you actually try to hold these people accountable, they won't be your friends anymore?
Now you're just making blanket assumptions. The one thing I don't do is lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand that. You really think you don't deserve better friends than them?
Oh, don't pull this. They aren't your true friends. Don't you think you deserve better? After I've shamed and belittled and threatened you in this call? You deserve better than... It's this, it's the shame and praise cycle. I pity you. I really do. You deserve better than this. What's Rin gonna do? Tell Enlaa how he doesn't approve what she does? She would just say, oh man, that sucks. I don't really know. Look, I'll be honest, I don't think we ever considered each other friends. And that's something I'll still get into later. This isn't me, like, doing a 180 like, we were never friends. Because we were never friends. I barely knew Rin, I still don't. Doesn't mean I can't, like, give them encouraging advice or listen to what they have to say. But I don't think we ever considered each other friends. Not on that level. But anyway, I know what Lio's getting at here.
With self-worth as low as mine, it's hard to find friends that probably value me, to be honest.
About self-worth in this case. This is about the fact that if you have standards and you let others that you consider friends violate them consistently and make excuses for them, then you don't have standards. That's what I was getting at. I never
I
said
won't
your
retread
father's
this.
values were yours. I said you are incongruous and you are inconsistent in whom you expect what.
So was
You
that
shouldn't
Daryl
be.
guy, apparently.
You should not accept transphobia, regardless of who it's from. I've gotten up in people's faces
Says
over
who?
transphobia. I did it last night.
In fact, I did it last night. That's just how good of a person I am. That's how just I am and virtuous. I did it last night. Here, in the McDonald's where I slept last night. Because my wife kicked me out. Oh, sorry. Subway surfers.
And I'll do it again. As many times as I need to. Friend or foe. You'll align with them so long as they make you happy. So long as you think you have friends.
Yes, that's typically how human beings work. If someone makes you feel good, you tend to want to be around them more. If someone makes you feel bad, you don't want to be around that person. It's almost like that's how human beings work, and feelings, and empathy. This is basic stuff, Lio. I gotta be honest, Lio, for most people, morality and moral values are secondary to your relationship with somebody. I think you understand that, but you don't want to understand that for other people. More ego boosting, really? Yeah, tell me about it, Cosmic.
You've got to have a better cut of friends.
Says who? That's not your call to make, Lio. Rin can be friends with whoever the fuck they want, because they're an adult who can make their own choices. That's not up to you.
You have to.
They don't have to. It's their life.
Because here's the thing. You want to be accepted within the LGBT, right?
They are in the LGBT.
Yeah, of course.
They are
Do you think they're going
trans.
to, knowing who you pal around with?
No.
You want to be
Wait.
accepted within the LGBT, right?
Are you the arbiter of the
Yeah,
LGBT
of
now?
course.
Do you think they're going to, knowing who you pal around with?
Yeah, actually, plenty of them do. Plenty of them do. In fact, you're talking to one, Lio. This reminds me of the argument that Vlad had with that trans person in Stardust's stream after the Lio call happened, where it's like, stop treating it like, fuck, what did he say? The word is escaping me right now. Is a collective. Stop treating it like it's a collective. Trans people and gay people and people in the LGBT are not a fucking collective. They're individuals with their own thoughts and opinions and feelings. Yeah, Glitters. That was their name.
Then do you actually want to be in the LGBT, or do you want to be around people who are transphobes?
Is this heading up a water slide? Oh, that's not a water slide. Oh yeah, this is the part that I heard. Sorry. I got distracted again. But listen carefully to this.
Then do you actually want to be in the LGBT, or do you want to be around people who are transphobes?
Do you want to be in the LGBT, or do you want to hang around with transphobes? You can't be both. Wait, there's Crystal Flame and Crystal Quartz? Wait, you're saying me and you don't have the same exact thoughts, Enlaa? Yeah, my opinions aren't congruent with Crystal's, and yet you're okay with Crystal hanging out with people that you don't agree with. Lyle, why are you okay? Wait, hold on. Oh, this is a bit of an inconsistency, a bit of incongruence here. Lyle, why are you okay with Crystal hanging out with people that you think are scum and degenerates and freaks? But Rin can't. It is a water slide, but Rin can't do that. Why does Crystal get to do it and Rin doesn't? Isn't Crystal also having incongruent values? Inconsistent values? Someone who is in the transgender community and is transgender? Same with Rin, who is also transgender, literally being mansplained by someone who is not in the LGBT community about whether or not they're actually, god damn, I love that, whether or not they're actually in the LGBT community. The fun I would have had with a toy like this as a kid. Crystal, I don't want to put you on the, actually no, I'm not, that's not fair, I'm not going to put you on the spot, so I'm not going to. But I think it's a little odd. That's all I'm going to say. Fuck.
The LGBT.
What have these people done for you? Give me tangential things, or not tangential, like tangible things. What have they done for you?
What have they done
I've
for
cried
you?
to them in calls, and they've been there for me. They've let me vent to them. They've been there for me thick and thin.
Sounds reasonable.
And they.
I think it's a pretty understandable reason to like somebody. Someone who's pleasant to be around.
They didn't throw me out when I was getting too much.
If you hang out
They-
with these, if you don't vote for me, then you're not trans.
He showed care for me. And
But they also never held you accountable, did they?
We did! What? We did! Accountable for what? We've talked to Rin about things several times. And that's exactly what we're gonna go over later. Because he's gonna make this assertion without proof. Again, Rin isn't allowed to come to conclusions about people without evidence, but Lyo is allowed to make assertions about people that Rin hangs out with, again, without evidence. He's making this assertion that we've never tried to dissuade Rin from doing the things that they were doing, or making the choices that they were making. But, like, you don't know that. And we're gonna set out to prove that just so that you know. In case you were not aware.
no, they didn't.
Rin! 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 God damn it, Rin. Rin, you're making me look bad. Whoops.
Have you ever thrown anything away,
It's okay, we'll still go through DMs. It's okay, Rin.
Ren?
I forgive you.
People?
No, I said, have you ever thrown anything away?
Yeah,
What?
a lot of
Oh
things.
god, it's lining up for another stupid analogy. Buckle up, guys.
You ever see trash reject other trash?
What?
And I'm not saying that you are trash. My metaphor here is that, of course, they're not going to reject you. They'll take anybody. They take Tommy's House of Blogs. They take whatever weirdo comes into Enlaa server,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not they've been inappropriate around children or liked watching an 8-year-old character getting cream pied.
What? What? Wait. What? What? Wait. What? Sorry, I'm laughing like a fucking maniac right now. What? Wait. Huh?
And I'm not saying that you are trash. My metaphor here is that, of course, they're not going to reject you. They'll take anybody.
That's okay, Lyo. You said trash doesn't reject trash. Trash doesn't throw away trash. That is you implying that Rin is trash. I'm sorry. But okay, we'll get to the next part.
They take Tommy's House of Blogs. They take whatever weird.
Tommy is not in the server anymore because of his affiliations with Carmen Rider. Keep up to date, Lyo. You're free to come and check yourself, by the way.
Weirdo comes into Enlaa server,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not they've been inappropriate around children or liked watching an 8-year-old character getting cream pied.
What? What is he talking about? What? Again, why are you allowed to make these baseless assertions, but no one else is allowed to? But Jordan is not allowed to believe... no, I'm sorry. Rin is not allowed to believe Jordan without proof. To listen and believe. But you're allowed to make these crazy assumptions without any proof. That's wild. What is he talking about? I know he brought up Tommy House, but like, we banned him ages ago. Fuck it, I'm the server owner. I can check the logs. Yeah, Tommy House was banned for pro lolicon. It doesn't say when he was banned. Let me check the audit log. Hold on. I banned him after me asking him about his association with Carmen. Yeah, and he was making, like, arguments for lolicon and shit like that. No, the ban was way sooner than that. It was, like, months ago. I heard you had this Crystal Flame person in your server. I heard they were friends with Hopeless Peaches once, and they're an abuser, so... I know, Water, right? Water. You know, I think that's why I love doing watercoloring so much, is because I've grown up always loving water. Okay, so... Lyo, if you really think that there are these horrible, disgusting people in my server, without evidence, by the way, without evidence or anyone having confronted me about any sort of thing of this, but you have these beliefs, these assumptions. Crystal Flame is in my server, and you're just fine with that? You're just okay with Crystal Flame being in my server, in my presence, among all these degenerates and freaks? A little incongruent with your values, don't you think? Unless you're playing favorites or something. Enlaa, you're derailing. I am derailing a little bit, but I know it was months ago. That's all I'll say.
Getting real tired of grown men hiding behind skirts.
There he is. Alright, what's the verdict? But, okay.
If I were to estimate a guess to when I banned him, it will probably be in March 6th.
Yeah, like months ago. I think it was around the time when the Carmen Writer interview came out, and we were all like, wait a second, hold on. But, alright, well, thank you for sharing with us, North.
No problem.
Well,
Have
get
a
the
good
fuck
one.
out of here.
Ah!
Alright, sorry, back to this. But
Yeah.
that's just a wild thing to bring up out of nowhere without proof.
Tommy's House of Logs is disgusting, and I showed Neuro a screenshot of. Wait, I think it was Neuro who showed. I don't know who showed me. Was it Neuro? Neuro, was it you? Or because I think it was you, and it was from a video from. Okay, yeah,
It's
and
not.
that comment about.
Okay, we're gonna switch over to, Crystal got the combined version of this call uploaded. So we're gonna switch over to that. We may have to say goodbye to the Subway Surfer. So, sorry guys. Subway Surfer is going bye-bye.
Going to reject you. They'll take anybody. They
All
take
right.
Tommy's House of Blogs. They take whatever weirdo comes into Enlaa server,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not they've been inappropriate around children or liked watching an 8-year-old character getting cream pied.
Yeah, Tommy's House of Logs is disgusting, and I showed Neuro a screenshot of. Wait, I think it was Neuro who showed. I don't know who showed me. Was it Neuro? Neuro, was it you? Or because I think it was
Thank you,
you, and
Crystal.
it was from a video from. Okay, yeah,
It's
and
not.
that comment about consent. Yeah, that was when I was trying to get Nil the fuck away. Because I already expressed to Nil multiple times that Tommy made me uncomfortable because he hangs around Carmen Writer, but
This isn't just about Tommy. It's also about Spar Danger. In fact,
What?
I got word from somebody that some of the people that you hang around are mad that you're here at all. Has
He's
anybody
talking.
reached out
Okay,
to you
okay,
other than
hold
that
on. There's a
one
lot to
person see if
unpack
you're
here.
okay?
There's a lot to unpack here. Hang on.
Tommy made me.
Tommy. It's also about Spar Danger.
But also about Oh! Okay. I know what he's referring to. Of course he uses fucking vague language. He's talking about the stuff on Ink Bunny that Spar Danger liked 10 fucking years ago and has since then disavowed. Long since disavowed. Sorry, you have no point here, Leo. See, this is why he has to be vague. He has to make it sound like it's a current thing when this happened 10 fucking years ago. And again, has since been long since disavowed. We have talked to Spar Danger about that, and they're like, yeah, that shit was disgusting. I don't know why I ever liked that. I obviously don't like that stuff anymore. And I've long since disavowed it. I'm sorry, Leo, you don't have a point here. The other thing, I really don't know what he's referring to there about, like, people acting inappropriate around children. When, where, what's the context? I don't know. But yeah, no. That should happen 10 years ago. Spar Danger can't go back in the past and change that. And also, Spar Danger's not in the server anymore either, I'm pretty sure. So, that's, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 strikes on your end.
In fact, I got word from somebody that some of the people that you hang around are mad that you're here at all.
Okay. In terms of mad, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I think I've made myself pretty clear throughout this live stream that I'm not angry at Rin for doing this. I was definitely shocked and disappointed for sure, but knowing more of the context, a little bit of that shock and disappointment has faded in favor of, holy shit, what the fuck is Leo saying? In some way, I have to thank Rin for giving us a fucking feast. A feast. We were hungry. I mean, it answers the question as to if Lyle was going to continue doing this stuff in his new Senate, and the answer is, yes. Yes, he is. Much anger in him, like his father. Oh, that's bad. I mean, it's true, though. He's admitted that it's true, so. Silence has been truncated, there's no dead air at all. Wow, you were fast. You did that fast, Crystal. Props to you.
Has anybody reached out to you other than that one person to see if you're okay, Ren?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm on my account. I'm on my phone.
How do you not know?
Because I'm on my phone and in the closet. I'm not downstairs where I could switch accounts.
Yeah,
I can't.
just a reminder, guys, that Rin is doing this huddled up in a closet because if their dad were to find them on their phone on Discord again, God knows what the dad would have done. Lau knows this and completely disregards it.
Can't
I
check.
see. So they don't know about this account then?
They do. It's just like
And what?
I
Here's
don't
the
know
thing.
what they said to
If
me.
hold on. I know that if they know you're
I
here, then they know you're
didn't.
here on this account. So go ahead. Minimize the call real quick and see how many messages you have.
I know what he's going for here. He's going for none of them care enough to reach out to you. Are any of them reaching out to you? That's how you know they're not your true friends. They're not your friends. You're all alone. They've abandoned you. Yeah, that is actually awful. Like, I know exactly what he's doing here. And it sounds like Rin didn't fall for it overall, so props to them. Framing the concept of friends being as being people that are 100% consistent with your values is straight up cult shit. Yeah? But remember, guys, it's not cult-like because it doesn't make any money, apparently. According to him. I've seen no records, though. I've seen no transactions. That's exactly how my buddy describes his experiences of trying to get out of FLDS. That's a cult I'm not familiar with. Or is that like an MLM or something? It's not a okay, first of all, Sarah, Rin is not a child, Rin is an adult. But it is a very tumultuous home life that they're in, and they do have a mental disability that Lio is fully aware of, knowing that they are completely dependent on their father, who may or may not be abusive to them. He's really not beating the manipulator allegations. Sorry, not sorry. This is like textbook manipulator shit here. It's like, you know you're putting this person in a dangerous situation, and then you're blaming other people for not jumping in to stop it? Or are we talking about cults? Oh, Gil.
Like, I can't go downstairs to my laptop. My dad will get.
Ren, listen to me. They know about this account, yes?
Yeah.
They know you are in
Now,
this.
what Rin is referring to when you say they is people who have been contacting them on that account. Let me make it clear, I didn't even know that Rin deleted their old account until yesterday when I had to check. I mean, you can see my live reaction on a Kumu stream where I was like, wait, did they delete their account? Enlaa, you're omitting the fact that this was broadcasted to over 100+ people, so this is literally public humiliation. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I keep forgetting that. This is already bad enough, even if it were just a private call. This is already bad enough.
Call on that account, yes?
Yeah.
So if they wanted to contact you, what account would they be messaging right now?
Here?
The one you're on, right? So you don't need to go downstairs. You don't need to go to your laptop. All you need to do is minimize the call you're in right now and check to see if anybody's messaged you, which is what I've asked you to do.
There's Harriet Tui, which is Frick, Neuro, my best friend who is outside of this, unlisted, Crystal Omega, who messaged me about a potential escape, which I appreciate. I don't know if that's possible right now. Your DMs, and then the GC with me and Frick and Neuro and Rabbit.
Okay. You notice how Kumo, and none of those other people are there?
Because we weren't aware of this account. I know that Rin is inaccurate in saying that, like, oh yeah, they know about this account because we didn't. I certainly didn't. And even if I wanted to reach out and tell Rin, don't do it, I would have had no way of doing so. Crystal mentioned, too, all the clout. Like, this, like, I feel like this could be, like, great material for a psychologist to study. Like, get this fucking shit to Grande or some shit.
I understand Rabbit being there. Rabbit's in the call right now. I also understand freaking Neuro being there because they've been your friends. Actual friends, believe it or not. Because Mill made it very clear to me they're not going to let you skate around.
I know they're your friends because they brought you right into my arms. The person that you're scared of is going to ruin your life. That's how you know they're actual friends, because they trust me.
Around the things you've done. And they haven't. This entire time, they haven't said a word to me. And if they thought I was wrong, I'm sure they would. There have been so many calls. Well, the thing is, Neuro, you still could tag me like you just did there. I have had so many instances with Jordan where Jordan has been in calls they shouldn't have been, and I have been worried for them and constantly messaging them to get out of those calls. and not with somebody they wronged. Well,
Lio, that doesn't make you look good. Here's why. It's not proving your point. So he basically just said, while Rabbit, as in the same Rabbit in Endless server, Deck Chance? Yeah, that one. Yeah, I don't know what the, I don't know, I don't keep up with that, so I don't know what Rabbit's opinion is on shit right now. God damn it, you guys threw me off. God damn it, what was I gonna say?
out of those.
Oh, right, okay. So, first of all, it doesn't make you look good if you're the person, like, going into someone's DMs, telling them constantly, according to Leo, to get out of these calls with Kumo and other people, the people that Jordan is going to tell his version of events, about Lio being abusive. Of course you have a motive to go in there to tell them to get out of there, because it goes against what you want. Even if I did have contact with Rin during this, I wasn't about to bombard them with messages, because it's not my place to. Because I respect Rin as their own individual who can make their own choices. I'm not close with them in any sense of the word. I'm not their friend. It is not up to me to go in there and try to make choices on Rin's behalf. Or try to say, don't do this, get out of there. And bombard them with messages. Head empty, Marvel's move, I feel ya. So, yeah.